Hello everyone, welcome to Barca News. It is January 30th, 2025, and Barcelona have officially made 55 million euros so far in their Champions League run. Also, La Liga have won the lawsuit in regards to the use or exploitation of the rights to El Clasico. And finally, Barcelona could end up playing in Montjuic until the end of the season. We have a lot to discuss. So let's begin. Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. My name is Mo and we'll begin this video by discussing the Champions League. Because as you know by now, Barcelona have officially qualified to the round of 16 after drawing against Atalanta 2-2 and having won 6 matches, drawn 1 and lost 1. Barcelona finished second at the top of the table. Could have finished first since Liverpool did lose their corresponding match. So had Barcelona won against Atalanta, we would have finished first. But either way, the fact that we finished second, Barcelona have managed to qualify to the round of 16, where these are the 4 teams who could possibly face Barcelona, which are PSG, Benfica, Monaco, and Brest. And of course, I do want to hear you guys' thoughts and opinion. Who would you like to see face Barcelona in the round of 16? I think Barcelona, have some revenge there with PSG and Monaco. Monaco beating us this season. PSG knocking us out last season. Of course, Benfica, we saw a crazy comeback 5-4. Brest maybe would be a good option too. I think it would be an entertaining match. But either way, I do want to hear you guys' thoughts. Who would you like to see face Barcelona? Now, tomorrow is the draw for the Champions League. So tomorrow we will know for sure which 2 teams could face Barcelona. So definitely stay tuned to the channel because I will be making a video about the Champions League draw. Now, speaking of the Champions League, we do have to talk about how much money Barcelona has earned, because Barcelona have made so far 55 million euros from the European competition, and this is the breakdown of how much Barcelona has made. Of course, Barcelona have received 18.6 million euros just from participating in a competition, or I should say for qualifying to the competition. 12.6 million euros from the 6 victories that Barcelona have achieved, because for each victory you received 2.1 million euros. Then Barcelona received 11 million euros for qualifying to the knockout stages, plus an addition 2 million for qualifying directly to the round of 16. Had Barcelona played the playoffs and then qualified to the round of 16, they would have only received 1 million. But since they directly qualified, they received 2. And then there is the 10.8 million euro bonus for finishing second, where had Barcelona finished first, they would have received 1.1 million euros. So in total, Barcelona making 55 million euros so far from the European competition, which of course is a huge boost for Barcelona's finances. Hopefully we can go all the way in the Champions League, because of course the further we go into the competition, the more money we will make from the competition itself. Not to mention ticket sales, TV revenues, sponsorships. Sponsors want to see you make it far in these European competitions. Merchandise sale, there's even more and more money that can be made. And of course, given the club's finances, all the money is welcome. Now, since we're still talking about the Champions League, the UEFA have released the team of the week of match day 8. And look who has made it on the list. No other than Ronald Araujo, who has made it as one of the best center backs alongside Otamendi of this week number 8. So congratulations to Araujo, who I think did a phenomenal job defensively, but of course still suffering as far as his building plays from the back or his forward passes. What's surprising about this team of the week is that Dembele beat Lamine Yamal on the right wing, which I don't know, after the masterclass that Lamine Yamal had against Atalanta, not just his goal, but all the destruction that he was causing on Atalanta's left flank. I don't know, I thought he deserved it better than Dembele, but after all, these team of the weeks have been very disappointing, with many times Barcelona players being excluded despite Barcelona putting out some amazing performances during this competition. Anyways, from the Champions League, let's move on to La Liga. Because, ladies and gentlemen, La Liga have won a lawsuit in regards to the exploitation of the rights of El Clasico. Now, both Real Madrid and Barcelona sued, so they're able to generate money off the brand El Clasico. As you know, El Clasico is the most watched match in all the world. It's the most anticipated match every season. So Barcelona and Real Madrid were looking to exploit the rights to the brand El Clasico. However, La Liga have won the lawsuit, because El Clasico is still part of La Liga itself, of La Liga competition. So the court's ruling in favor of Javier Tebas' league, saying that Barcelona and Real Madrid cannot exploit the rights to the brand El Clasico. Anyways, let's move on to the next bit of news, because speaking of El Clasico, we had been talking about possible alternative stadiums for El Clasico, but it looks like Barcelona could end the season at Luis Companys Stadium in Montjuic. Now, as you know, the Camp Nou was supposed to reopen at 60% capacity this past November. That was pushed to December, then February, then eventually pushed until the end of April. And then Barcelona were facing a conundrum because there was a possibility that the Camp Nou might not be ready by May. And that was a problem because the Olympic Stadium was not going to be available in May due to concerts and events. So Barcelona started exploring alternative options, including stadiums in other European cities like Wembley. However, as I reported yesterday, the construction company Limac have assured Barcelona that yes, the Camp Nou will be ready by May. Barcelona have applied to the city of Barcelona to get a permit to do construction 24 hours, 7 days a week, so they can complete the stadium, well, not fully, but at 60% capacity by May. However, in case the Camp Nou is not ready by May, Barcelona are not going to have to go anywhere else, because now the Olympic Stadium will be available. Now, as I reported yesterday, Barcelona were negotiating with the promotions company, the companies who book these events at the Luis Companys Stadium. And it seems that there was a Rolling Stones European tour. There was a Rolling Stones concert that was supposed to be booked on the weekend of El Clasico, but it looks like that tour is not going to happen, has fallen through. As such, the stadium will be available, so Barcelona could end the season at Montjuic. And in fact, they have already applied to extend the contract with Montjuic from the end of April until May, which is when the season ends. Barcelona have 2 matches in May that they're supposed to play at home. So the plan is to move back to Camp Nou in May. However, if that doesn't happen, if the Camp Nou is not ready, we will stay at Montjuic, which of course is good news, because at least we will be staying in the city of Barcelona, and the club is not going to have to play matches in other cities in Spain or other European cities. Now, let's end this video with the news that another clip surfaced from that interview between Josep Pedrerol and Rafael Luzan, where of course they went after Laporta, and now was a way for Pedrerol to make up for what Rafael Luzan said during that interview. Now, if you don't know, I talked about this extensively in yesterday's podcast. If you haven't seen it, make sure to watch it. But there is a program in Spain called El Chiringuito, which is ran by Josep Pedrerol, the guy on the left. He's a personal friend of Florentino Perez, or his puppet. He goes on that show and just says whatever Florentino Perez wants him to say. And Josep Pedrerol had the president of the Royal Spanish Football Federation on his show. And during the interview, Rafael Luzan revealed that Florentino Perez had pulled him to the side and had told him that he needed to, quote unquote, fix the refereeing problem. And of course, this did not make Josep Pedrerol look good, because he's pretty much a lapdog of Florentino Perez, and here you have his guest on a program saying some pretty heavy things. So of course, after the interview was over, after the show was over, Josep Pedrerol had to make up for it by distracting everybody and releasing another clip from an interview where Rafael Luzan says bad things about Joan Laporta. But because of course, let's forget about Florentino Perez did, and instead let's distract everyone with what Joan Laporta did. And this was in regards to the incident in the Spanish Super Cup where Joan Laporta started screaming and cursing because he had just been notified that Dani Olmo and Pau Victor had been registered, and this is what Luzan said during the interview with Josep Pedrerol. He didn't insult me. It seems that he did to the Royal Spanish Football Federation directors. Some journalistic witnesses attest to it. The directors also told me. I don't know about kicks. I was greeting the referees in the locker room, which was very good for me. When I arrived at the top, there was tension, but everything is happening. This is football. So of course, Josep Pedrerol, in order, to make up for what Luzan said about Florentino Perez, released this clip where Luzan, talks about how Joan Laporta did in fact insult directors of the Royal Spanish Football Federation at the Spanish Super Cup, which of course we know by now that that's absolutely false. Yes, Laporta was screaming, he was cursing, he did this gesture, which I don't think a president of Barcelona should be doing that in public, especially in Saudi Arabia, a very conservative country. But nonetheless, he never insulted any Royal Spanish Football Federation directors. But here, of course, Luzan saying that he did, and of course, Pedrerol releasing this clip because he had to make up for what Luzan said about Florentino Perez pressuring him over referee. Anyways, that is all for this video. We'll be uploading 2 more videos because, yes, there is lots of news coming out of Barcelona today, so stay tuned to the channel. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, drop a comment, and as always, Visca Barça.